Hey everybody and welcome back to Armored Core. Now let's see what we've got going on here. Okay, so these two missions are mutually exclusive. You can either defend the factory or break open the front, and I think we're actually going to do a defense mission. Yeah, Murakumo is a good bet. The thing is, both of these missions actually have a hidden part, so it's impossible to get all of the hidden parts on the first playthrough. And in this one, the hidden part is more difficult to get because you also have to defend something while you're at it. So, we're gonna do the harder one. But first I need to make sure I'm prepared for it. And yes, it is Murakumo behind the attempt to break in. We're actually going to want to use a quad machine. But we're going to replace our plasma cannon with missiles because all of the enemies here are fast-moving. They're either flying or they're some kind of really mobile MT. And we're going to see about scooping up some option parts later. These are like accessories you can plug into your AC. And we're going to be needing them if we're going to want to survive as the game goes forward. Yeah, there's gonna be an attack. That's just the way things go for Ravens.
System engaged.
Okay, the first wave consists of 5...
Enemy approaching. Danger. Danger. Danger.
Yeah, it consists of 5 attack craft. Some of them are programmed to attack the lock, and others are programmed to attack you. And I got lucky because I destroyed all of the ones that were programmed to attack the lock instead of me. So that gives me plenty of time to just go over and find the hidden part, which is in the northeast corner of the map somewhere. By the way, the second wave doesn't trigger until the first one is destroyed, so if you're in the situation I'm currently in, you're in a pretty good spot to just go and find the extra part. And there's the box that has it. You can either blade it or shoot it.
Booster
and
obtained.
The part is a somewhat expensive booster. I won't say it's better than the one I have, but whichever one you choose to use is a matter of preference because they're both pretty good. So now we just take out this thing. Yeah,
Enemy
these,
approaching. Danger. Danger. Danger.
the flying craft in this mission are somewhat easier to deal with than the ones in the Defend the Train. They're somewhat slower and they fly lower. So you can catch them pretty easy with whatever your favorite weapon is.
Target achieved.
And there we go. No problem at all. The part we picked up is in itself worth some 34,000 credits, so it's a pretty good chunk of change. Oh, did you now? Yeah, they threw some pretty high-class MTs into that fight. And I think they might have even been general-purpose armored cores, which are like a kind of missing link between MTs and ACs. Now let's take a look at the things we've gotten over the past couple of videos. Here's the defensive head that we picked up. It doesn't have any radar map functions, but it has a biosensor, so I'm actually going to be keeping it. Because pretty soon we're going to be going after a mission where we need the biosensor. Okay, this is the Karasawa. It has a pretty good reload time, pretty good range, does a ton of damage, and doesn't actually drain that much energy per shot. Its only drawback is that it's a pretty heavy weapon, but it's possible to have a quad build that can use it. And that's the booster we picked up this time. More power but higher charge drain, but actually significantly lower weight than the one that we have. There are arguments you can make for both of these boosters. Yeah, and this is where I actually discovered that this thing has a biosensor and decided to keep the head. We're going to be selling the Karasawa for now because I don't plan to use this until the post-game. Which gives us plenty of cash to fool around with other parts of our machines. Okay, stop gang Dark Soul. Ah! Nice. So we're going to do the warehouse mission, which requires some more dodging capability than quads can give us. So we're going to switch out to reverse legs. It's a pretty painless switch, especially considering we don't run a heavy load right now. Plus, there are going to be better quad legs later. The quad legs we have available to us now are, they go pretty heavy on the energy drain, and we're going to want to use the heavy quad legs later for reasons. Yeah, we'll just keep our current loadout for this mission. There are plenty of, like, flying enemies going around. So there are a couple of option parts that reduce damage from different sources, and we're going to be grabbing those. Because repair costs, if you take quite a bit of damage, can easily outstrip any ammunition costs. And we have plenty of slots left over for other pieces of equipment if we want to do that. I don't know how much they reduce damage by. In fact, I don't know what the damage formula of Armored Core Generation 1 is. In fact, nobody knows what Armored Core's damage formula is. But they do actually reduce incoming damage, and that's pretty useful if you're looking to keep your costs down. Okay, we want you to guard a new type of radar, prototype stored in a warehouse. Security system doesn't work. We're the only ones who can protect this part. Yeah, that's a pretty good bet. Okay, let's do it.
System engaged.
You know,
Enemy approaching.
warehouse is right behind
Danger.
us.
Danger.
We're the
Danger.
only ones guarding this place. You know what? Let's see what happens if we do this.
Radar obtained. Breach of contract. Combat halted.
Yeah, you can just steal the part and take it for your own use. And let's take a look at it. Okay, this is actually a decent long-range radar system. And you can sell it for 27,000 plus credits if you want to stick with your regular radar. But, you know, let's do that mission properly. Because it's possible if you do well in this mission to get more credits than you'd get for selling the radar. Or more than the radar is worth, anyway.
System engaged.
Now, if you choose not to be a thief,
Enemy approaching.
this mission is actually
Danger.
pretty
Danger.
simple.
Danger.
Because these drones are kind of the same ones you fought in the gun emplacement missions. They're not very tough, they don't do much damage. The only real problems might happen is when the actual enemy MTs show up.
Enemy approaching. Danger. Danger. Danger.
Which is about now. Yeah, the enemy MTs here have some pretty strong impact weapons that can knock you around a bit.
Enemy approaching. Danger. Danger. Danger.
But they otherwise aren't that much of a threat because their damage is pretty low, or at least that's how it seems to me. Though keep in mind I did equip those defense parts just a couple minutes ago. And there aren't that many enemies.
Target achieved.
Yeah, if I'd used like an energy weapon there, I could have easily made big bank. Okay, we have to do the Stop the Dark Soul Gang mission just because of the name. So let's take a look at the requirements. The gang Dark Soul broken... They stole tanks! Yeah, we won't be bringing a, Yeah, that's an optional part. Okay, so our enemies are tanks, which are fairly heavily armored, but also fairly slow-moving. Which means we have an excuse to actually bring a bazooka. Now, bazookas are narrow, deep weapons, which means they can engage at somewhat longer range than the wide, shallow machine guns or other similar weapons. And we can actually fit the light bazooka on our build without too much of a problem. It's actually useful to us because we don't actually want to move around that much in this mission. We want to find a good shooting spot and take out the tanks from a distance to avoid the chance of stepping on mines and increasing our repair costs. Okay, we know the drill, blah blah tanks, blah blah, blow them up. It shouldn't be a problem.
We've arrived at the combat area. Many mines have been planted in this area. Be very careful
Now, the
in your
tanks
movements.
are equipped with decent weaponry,
System
missiles and
engaged.
cannons, but they aren't that tough to deal with. Yeah, those are definitely small missiles. Okay, that's two. Yeah, bazookas do a lot of knockback damage, they do a lot of stability damage, they do a lot of normal damage, but they have slow projectiles. Oh yeah, the reason that tank blew up in one shot is that occasionally the enemy tanks will drive over mines and take damage from them.
Target achieved.
So yeah, not a problem for an AC. Bazookas are a very situational weapon because of the expenses and other issues involved in using them. Yeah, the thing is, from the way it looked, I thought that the part we picked up from there was an FCS or something. And it took me a little while to realize that it was actually an optional part. Yeah, I was checking the mail to see if the part showed up there. I was wondering if I'd actually gotten it. And just cycling through everything. It took me a while to figure things out. Yeah, there it is. It increases lock-on time, but I mean, it accelerates lock-on time. But I've never really had a problem caused by a lack of lock-on time, at least in this game. So I'm going to sell it this time. And buy the fast lock on FCS. Sell my old one. Yeah, basically from now on you're going to be seeing me go back to the garage a lot more. Yeah, and also make sure to set it in a second save as well. I kind of forgot to rotate saves. Okay, there are a few options here, but the one we're going to be taking is Destroy the Human Plus Escapee. And that's a fairly mobile enemy. So we're going back to the machine gun. Okay, an escapee of the Human Plus slab. Completely deranged. Ex-Raven. Run amok with an AC, shot down the guard detachment. That's not a full AC like the kind being used by Wildcat or Rossvice. Oh, this is a mission that actually tells you there's a hidden AC part somewhere in here. Yeah, this is more of a GP AC, like I was talking about before.
System engaged.
Okay. The enemy can hit decently hard. He's using some kind of rocket launcher or light bazooka or something. But we're just gonna drop down a few floors first to find that hidden generator. I really want that generator. Sproing. Okay. And that's a little too close for comfort, but I survived, so... Yeah, the reason the
Target obtained.
Enemy here can be so nasty is that his attacks do quite a bit of knockback, and so it's not too difficult for him to knock you off the building if you're not minding your footing. Once you have the part, though, you can actually just fight him from here, and on occasion, like now, he will jump to your rooftop, which means you can just fight him at close range, or the close-range weapons, or just blade him like I'm doing here.
Target achieved.
Yeah. One thing to keep in mind, ravens that fall too far into debt can be put into the Human Plus program. And that includes you. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that man that R is referring to is Wildcat. Because remember, Wildcat also disappeared for years until reappearing and just wreaking havoc. So here's the generator. It's slightly heavier than the one I have and has less energy output, but has a much larger maximum charge bar. I'm going to be using this generator for basically the rest of this game and Project Phantasma. And we're going to sell off the old one to get some liquid cash. Oh! Man, the timing just worked out perfectly as we were able to get to this mission. Let's see. Abandoned facility used in Human Plus development. There was a fire several years ago. The initial stages of research, so many mysteries remain. Yeah, this is an underground maze map. Strange capsules. Team was attacked by fighting machines. They're not even called MTs, they're fighting machines. Because MTs were developed after the Great Destruction. And I'm telling you all of this sort of stuff ahead of time because I'm not actually going to be talking over the next mission. The only thing I'm going to say is that I'm going to be bringing energy weapons because I want the extra oomph against whatever's down here. But as we go through the mission, you're going to see why I didn't want to interrupt whatever's going on down there. Okay, reverse leg, energy weapon. Save game. And if you're not using headphones, you might want to do that, and you might want to turn up the volume a little bit. But before that, we're going to sell that booster I don't plan to use. And get ourselves a map head. This is, it's not a place I want to spend a large amount of time in. Save after doing the rebuild.
Combat system engaged. Battle over. Combat system disengaged.
So I hope you people can understand my decision there. By the way, you need to be careful of your distance when you're trying to grab the capsule, because if you're equipped with a blade, you might accidentally blade and destroy it. Yeah, later Armored Core games just don't have missions like that one. And I think that it kinda lost something because of that. Anyway, yes, Human Plus is a horrible thing with strange origins. Oh yeah, the disembodied radio chatter in that area is basically saying intruder detected, defense systems activated, but it's not clear who or what is actually saying it. Whether it comes from the capsule or some kind of AI or something else. It's a really cool mission, and I wish there was more of it in later games. So apparently Murakumo didn't invent it, it's great destruction technology. And I think I'll just leave everything on that note. So I will be seeing you next time on Armored Core.